What it do, YouTube? MJ for life here, back again, bringing you another Ygopro video featuring my UA deck. Just wanted to give you guys the brief shot of the deck profile because I did change one thing. I took out one of these UA turnover tactics because it turned out to be dead a lot of times, so I think one was enough. And then I put in Soul Exchange. Monarch Stormforth, 1,000 times better than Soul Exchange, but this does help you with your brick hands because you can't attack, which is a very big downside. But it does help you with with your high level monsters that you can summon with one trip. So I took out one turnover tactics, added in a Soul Exchange, and I was testing that out to see how that worked. But I've got some replays for you guys. So we're gonna start off with this duel right here I had against Chaos Dragon. So let's swap the sides. So my opponent's going first. He starts off with the Eclipse Wyvern. My plan here is I actually have a really good hand, or a decent hand. I'll show you some later videos where the best hand one of the best hands you want to open with this deck. But I am able to get out two strong monsters, so it is a decent hand, and I'm able to prevent his Eclipse Wyvern activating. But this is not really how I want to end my field going into my opponent's turn if I can prevent it. So he's going to MST my field spell, which, the field spell is very important. So that was a little bit annoying. Then he banishes it with, what is it, what is that stupid thing called? Jeez. Dark Flare Dragon, there we go. Anyway, can't even see the duel. So he went for Beals and then ended his turn, which I didn't get that play. He didn't even attack. I guess maybe he was afraid of my back row, but it's a Beals, so I mean the only thing he could really worry about is like a Dimensional Fissure or something, or Prison, but most people don't even play that anymore, so I'm not exactly sure why he went for Beals and didn't attack. But I'm able to just, fill my field full of monsters. So you guys missed that. Here he activates his Swords of Revealing Light. Then he Phoenix Chains my Ace to prevent it from negating that. But I can just, go for another Ace and just kind of keep the shenanigans going. This game really shows you how good UA Signing Deal is for this archetype. I mean, I'm able to just, look at this field. I mean, this game is pretty much over. I mean, honestly, this game is over. So I'm able to just fill up my field, double Ace, plus a Goalkeeper, plus block backer. I mean, there's nothing that he can do, and a bottomless to back all that up. He tries to go for BLS. I'm just gonna bottomless that. Now I've got double block backer, so I mean, I can't see him getting over this field at any time soon. So he's gonna go Synchro Summon for a Red Dragon Archfiend. Obviously, block backer is gonna negate that effect, and I think he's gonna scoop after this. Is he? Yeah, he scoops after that because I just move everything to attack position. No cards in his hand. Nothing on his field to stop my monsters. I've got a 4,100 attack block backer, 3,000 attacker, 2,500 attacker, 2,800 attacker, and a 2,500 attacker. So the field spell over time is very, very powerful for this deck. The next duel is going to showcase why I actually what situation that tech what is it? The butterfly that I run actually can help out. So this is against frogs. Here I'm going to go for the UA Mighty Slugger. When I see face downs, I go for Mighty Slugger just to stop him. I did lose my attack, but if it's a flip effect, I can prevent that. So I went ahead and attacked anyway. It also reveals what he's playing. So I see Infernal Reckless Summon. So first I was like, I have no idea what this guy's playing, but it looks like I kind of can see what he's doing there. As you can see, he's got the United We Stand. So I'm guessing it's something with using Ronin Toad and Infernal Reckless Summoning it, and going for a bunch of spamming his field with rank 2 exceeds. So here I'm actually going to what I'm going to do is get over this Shining Elf first. Then I'm going to bounce back and actually I'm going to put my rebounder in defense position and then go for Abyss Dweller because Abyss Dweller absolutely wrecks frogs. So this is an example of why I have that teched card in here because the rank 4 exceeds are very good, and in situations like this, very rarely will you go for it, but there are times when you will need it, and for things like this, Shaddolls, stuff that activates in the graveyard, Burning Abyss, especially Abyss Dweller is really, really good for this deck. So basically, I'm able to completely shut him out with Abyss Dweller, and he can't do anything that he wants to do. So that was a good game showcasing why that tech card, when that tech card will come in handy. So this is a duel against Gem Knights. This is going to. So I'm actually going to start off with the Signing Deal into block backer. This is the field that you want to open up with. Normally I would go for Ace in this situation, but because I want to get that Gem Knight off the field, I went for I went for Slugger, but normally I would go for Ace, bounce it back, and then just sit on it. But here he's going to go for Nodin, and here I know he's going to go for Lavalval Chain to get his Gemini Fusion. So I'm actually going to block backer that. The reason why I didn't go for Ace is because I do have the Forbidden Lance to protect the block backer if he goes for like Regeki or Dark Hole or something. So that's the reason why another reason why I was more comfortable not going for Ace there. But I knew if he was going for Lavalval, that means he probably didn't have Gemini Fusion in his hand. So stopping that effect pretty much shuts his deck down, and he just scoops on out of there after that. So this next duel is going to be against a Light Swarm player. It's very quick because my hand is busted. Look at this, just broken. This is what you want, especially going first. You couldn't ask for a better hand than this. So I'm going to be able to go for block backer. Then I'm going to be able to go for Ace, and then I'm also going to back that up with a Macro Cosmos. So come get me. So he's going to go for that, playing Light Sworns. He gets one Light Sworn in the grave, and that's all he's going to get in his grave. His field spells is useless because cards aren't going to the graveyard. He just banished 2 more cards. Now I've got Slugger to stop him from going for Honest. And looking at his hand, I mean, all these cards are useless because of Macro. So that's a quick game, just to showing you that this is what you want to open your field up with. This is what you want to have, especially if you're going first. Block backer plus perfect Ace, and yeah, my hand was so good, I even had Forbidden Lance in my hand as well. Or block backer plus Lance is what you want to open up with, especially if you're going first. But anytime you really want to open up with that. Let's see. So let's go into this next hand here. This is going to show you the downfall of UAs. Now look at this guy's. You know, he's not playing anything that I shouldn't be able to beat, especially Magical Merchant. You know, Slugger stops that 100%. But look at this hand. I mean, I can't do anything. I did open up with a bottomless, but I probably should have. I mean, I have opened up with 2 field spells plus double terraforming, so one terraforming I can use. Probably should have used just to thin my deck, but I really can't do anything. I think I do end up using it next turn. So he gets off a decent sized Magical Merchant, and then he's just able to attack. And again, this deck is a deck that I should not be having problems with. He even set an Effect Veiler, and I go draw into a macro. Now is where I go, might as well just thin my deck. But again, I can't do anything. He goes for Armades. I'm going to try and bottle some of that, but he has a Dark Bribe. I actually knew that was going to happen. I went for that to try and get an extra draw, but I drew into a Dark Hole anyway. So I couldn't do anything. So this is what can happen with UAs. That's why I added that extra Soul Exchange. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen from time to time. You can just brick like that. So let's see. The next match we're going to go into, this is a match against Clifford. Clifford got some new support. They got a ton of anti-meta cards. Here's one thing I don't get about Konami. So they limited Soul Drain to 1 because negating your effects is very powerful. But they made Lose a Turn, which basically does the same thing. And then Clifford's got their own Archetype specific card that pretty much does the same thing. Now Lose a Turn your monster's effects aren't negated forever, as it's only basically during your turn. Here I made a misplay. I completely forgot about that thing's effect to destroy my field spell, because I definitely wanted to go for another Ace, but I just go for a Goalkeeper instead. But yeah, this card, Recklefort, does the same thing. Basically negates the effects of all monsters. It helps them because their monsters' effects get negated, and so it's just like, I mean, it is toned down. It doesn't negate everything forever like Skill Drain, but it's basically a Skill Drain. So I don't get that. But anyway, basically, the way I'm going to play around this is I'm just going to summon my Slugger in defense position, use Goalkeeper to protect it during their turn, and then now you can just swing away the Goalkeeper or Slugger now that his effect is in play. And now he does draw into a Skill Drain, but at this point with double Ace, there's really nothing he can do. Now I don't understand why he put this in his Pendulum Zone, because these both have 9 scales of 9, so they can't do anything. I really think it's because of their effects in the Pendulum Scale. This one says all monsters your opponent controls lose 300 attack, and all monsters your opponent controls lose 300 attack. So I think this is why this was his goal. I think it's like the reason why I'm using this replay, even though it looks like his hand isn't exactly the best, is this is an interesting way to play Clifford. He's got Skill Drain, he's got Lose a Turn, he's got the Recreate, this card, which basically allows him to reuse his Equip spell, and then these 2 cards in the Pendulum Zone basically are like kind of burden, baby Burden of the Mighties for the Clifford archetype. So this is a very interesting way to play Clifford. Unfortunately, he opened up kind of slow. I opened up kind of slow as well, but my slow play is much. I think that if we're gonna slow play, my deck has the advantage. So we're gonna go into this next duel. This is against Synchrons. I have them going first, and I have a very good hand. This is what you want to open up with. This is how you want your field to look. This is probably one of the best openings for this deck. Ace plus gold blockbacker end turn, or blockbacker plus Forbidden Lance end turn. So now he's going to do some chicken race shenanigans. I'm glad it wasn't one of those chicken race pseudo space OTK things, because those are running around now. Because YouTubers made it popular. But here, he's going for his Synchron shenanigans, and I can block backer at any time. I can perfect ace at any time. I'm just trying to pick the most strategic point in which to do so. Now here he goes for Clearwing Synchro Dragon. I have to use both of my effects to get rid of that, but at this point he's kind of fizzled out. He's run out of resources here. He's got his Catastrophe. He can get over my ace, but he can't really do much. So I think that was the perfect time to use both of those effects. But now, I can just basically, here my plan was to use Chicken Race. I drew into the Rhoda, so that is what my plan here is to go for Mighty Slugger, bounce back for midfielder, attack over the Catastrophe. He won't be able to activate his effect. Then attack over, move this to attack position, attack over the Level Eater. Then overlay for Castel, and then send this back to the top of his deck so he can't use it anymore. And because I have lower life points than him, he actually will take damage and I actually won't. So that was my plan, is to basically leave him with 2 cards, and basically Synchrons need an entire hand to do anything. So that was pretty much game over. He realizes that, so he's going to scoop on out of there. So this last duel was a very good duel. I had a ton of good duels that I attempted to save. They didn't get saved. This is one of the ones that did get saved. So this is against Volcanics. This is an amazing duel. He starts off Duality into Rocket. Very good hand for him. Wing Blast. He's got the Blaze Accelerator. He's also got Vanity's Emptiness. He's going to flip up the Emptiness right here. Which would be, it's a it's a problem, but I did open up with the Lance, so I can go ahead and just Lance his monster, get rid of his Emptiness, and then end with my ace anyway. So that was good for me, because Emptiness is only at 1, so I don't have to deal with that anymore. So now he's going to go for Activate the Blaze Accelerator. Now his hand is kind of dead because he didn't draw into any Volcanic, so that Blaze Accelerator is completely useless, which is kind of what I deduced since he didn't go for it. So basically now I'm going to just bounce back. He can't really activate Fiendish Chain now because I can just bounce back and summon my monster, so that's why he's not going to do that. But he does have double Fiendish right now, so he can use it, to stop an attack. He's going to Wing Blast here. Hold on, I want to pause this right here quickly. So what happened is I normal summon midfielder. I don't really understand why he Wing Blasted it. I guess I think what he did was he wanted to get this Blaze Accelerator in the graveyard, because I think he discarded Blaze Accelerator from Wing Blast. So what he did, which was actually very smart, is he Wing Blasted this, discarded it as a cost, and targeted my midfielder. Then he's going to activate Chain this effect to banish it from this graveyard so that he can send his, shotguns. They're not called shotguns. What are they called? The ones that you Raigeki your field. So what I did was I chained midfielder's effect because Perfect Ace is basically what's stopping him from doing anything. I do not want him to get his Firestorm Guards or Royal Storm Guards off. That's really what the deck relies on. So basically I used midfielder's effect, which is to bounce back 1 monster on your field to special summon another UA monster. I special summon a UA monster that I don't really care about, which is Rebounder. So now I'm still going to get the search. My field's going to get Raigeki because of the things, and I'm going to take 1500 damage, but I'm able to resummon my midfielder. So that's what's going to, or my ace. So what's this thing called? Scatter Shot. There it is, Scatter Shot. So that's what's going to happen here. Kind of ton of chains. So basically that's what's going to happen. I'm still going to get my search off, so I think I searched another midfielder, so I can keep that going. Then I'm going to UA Signing Deal for a midfielder, and then go for a slugger. So I was able to maintain field presence even despite him blowing up my field. Then he goes for a Volcanic Doomfire. I'm actually going to bottomless that, and now here what I do is I actually use Ace's effect just to bait out his Fiendish Chain, because I knew he had 1. So what I did there is I just wanted to bait out the Fiendish Chain. I'm getting the Doomfire off the field either way, so I don't really care. And I think his his volcanic rocket actually missed timing, unfortunately for him, so that's why he didn't get that effect. Now he's got another Phoenix Chain, which I was aware of. This is the one he first, I think he added. I didn't know he had two, but I wanted to stop him from searching or drawing two, but what he didn't really draw into much, luckily for me, so I'm able to basically reestablish my field, and at this point it's game over. You know, when you're setting Volcanic Shell, you know you don't have anything. But the Fire King tech cards are very interesting. I think yeah, that probably could lead to a much more dead hands with the deck. I don't think this is necessary, but it's definitely interesting. But that was a really good duel, just showcasing, you know, how well this deck can perform. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed all these duels. I hope you guys like the deck. You know, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and give me some suggestions. One thing I will note is that I learned about this card here is I wasn't aware, because I didn't read it fully, that if you destroy a monster by battle, you can actually attack again. So this card is actually really good. I still don't think it's necessary, honestly, despite knowing that you can. But this card allows you to OTK like crazy. So I think my next UA deck is going to be a deck focused around this card and getting an OTK. But this deck is more just, I think, more well balanced overall, and it's, you know, it's built to combat the current metagame right now. But that's gonna do it for this video. As I already said, rate, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and, you know, give me your guys' suggestions. I'm out of here. Deuces.